What up, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Creeps of the Crypt, a Tales from the Crypt podcast where two old men revisit old episodes of Tales from the Crypt, a series that ended about 30 years ago, or aired 30 years ago. I'm your host, John, and along with me, as always, is my co-host.
They're Alan. Glad to be back. We had that hiatus, so you didn't think we'd make it back, guys. It's 2025 as we record this.
That's right. It's 2020. Well, this will be up probably soon. I don't think I'm going to... as soon as I edit it and chop it up and upload right away, I'm not going to be waiting like I usually do. But yeah, we're back. We haven't really talked in a while. You look kind of short and small. Like, why do you look so small? Like so low? Yeah.
I don't know. Let me adjust the webcam placement.
Yeah, you look so like a tiny man. and it's funny because he's really tall in real life. There you go.
There you go. I adjust it.
I was about to say. I'm
6'2", but yeah, it's just the angle of OBS. I had to adjust it.
Yeah, I'm a midget in real life. So I'm wearing these glasses. It was a joke before the podcast. But I decided to keep them on for the podcast right now.
He's doing the merch with those sunglasses indoors.
If I was doing the merch, I'd be like...
If anybody knows.
I'd be like...
seconds.
I'm passing out and shit. But no. Yeah, so welcome back. It's 2025. We took like a 2-month... When was the last time we aired the podcast? I don't even know. I think it was November.
I don't know. It's been a good while. It was like at least before December, right?
I think it was November, yeah.
November?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know we had that whole month of December off, doing your own thing and doing my thing, and whatever happened there.
Well, I had, for you guys that didn't know, there was a lot of stuff that was going on behind the scenes with both of us. For me personally, I had some scary health issues I was worried about. We did one of the recordings, like 4 recordings ago. I did a whole intro talking about it, and I said, you know what, I'm editing this out. I don't want to spill all this. So,
it was a lot, guys.
Yeah, it was a lot.
He's good.
But but no, actually, I'm not good because I got medication during the break to stop smoking cigarettes and to lower my not my cholesterol, not blood pressure. Blood pressure medication. So I got blood pressure medication, and I gained 30 fucking pounds.
Since you've been taking it?
Yeah, well, I stopped taking the medication to stop smoking because that was the one that was really causing problems because I was literally, my mood would change and I would be tired all the time. And I'm talking about like, I'll take it in the morning. I did take it twice a day, Chantix. So I'd be sleeping like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd fall asleep till 9 o'clock and then wake up for an hour and then go to sleep. And then I'm tired all day. It was horrible. It was horrible. So I finished that and I got rid of it. I'm like, I'm not taking this anymore. But, you know, if you notice on my videos and things, you see the weight. I lost weight. And then when all this health scares happening, then it just ballooned back up because I'm pretty sure it was the Chantix and not the blood pressure medication. So, yeah. But anyway, how was your Christmas? Because we missed everything. I mean, I spoke to him. I wished him a Merry Christmas and everything, but we haven't really actually spoken on face to face in 2 months.
Yeah. No, it was good. It went by really quick that whole month of December, but it was nice. Nice Christmas for me. Got to. What are you doing?
Stevie Wonder.
Spend time with family. Oh yeah, spend time with family and just ate some turkey and made some candy yams, so it was good times. How was yours?
I normally go away. I did not go away this year. A lot of reasons, but it was okay. It is what it was what it was. This Christmas kind of sucked for me, but it was all right. I got things I wanted. It was cool. So, but in general, it wasn't like what it should be. It was like the worst Christmas I've ever had in my life, kind of, but not really. Like, it's hard to explain. It wasn't bad. But it was like I wasn't with my entire family. So it was like the worst Christmas I ever had. Because I was with like a few people, but not everybody. So it's kind of sucked because I normally fly out and I did not, or drive out. I used to drive, but yeah, so it was all right. New Year's was New Year's. Don't really care for New Year's, but yeah, that was that. And then we took a 2-month, I believe, 2-month break on this podcast. We're back with a brand new episode. We want to talk about the season 4. We're on season 4, which is great. Season 4, episode 1, titled "None But the Lonely Heart," which, let's see.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this one. Yeah, I mean, especially with the ones that we have coming up later on this season that I think you mentioned maybe don't recall watching or.
No, I don't remember.
But
this
yeah,
season,
like I'm excited. I'm excited about the Joe Pesci episode later on. I think that's on 10 or 11 or something. But
and
yeah,
this
got a
was
couple
the
of
only
episodes to get to that one.
This is the only episode I know. Like this was the only one, and the one with Christopher Reeve, and Judd Nelson. I know these 2 episodes, and yeah, that's it. The rest of them.
That's one of the ones that you got me into, and kind of this is where we are.
Yeah. So this episode, "None But the Lonely Heart," originally aired June 27th, 1992, and it was written by Donald Longtooth. Now, do you know who that is?
No, I saw the name come up in the credits, and I was like, that's a weird last name.
You don't remember? That Donald Longtooth was Malcolm McDowell's name. Is it Michael, Malcolm, or Michael? Whatever. It was fucking the Reluctant Vampire. That was the character's name
behind that one.
Yeah. So the same writer, Terry Black, he wrote he put this name as Donald Longtooth for this episode. I guess that episode was such a hit with people at the time that he decided to put this episode under that name instead of his real name.
Yeah, so much so I forgot that that was a reference to that episode.
I saw the name and I said, I know that name. Why do I know that name? And then I looked on IMDb. I'm like, why does it not say? It says Terry Black. So I looked it up on IMDb, Donald Longtooth, and then it showed me that. And then I went, oh, the Reluctant Vampire. Actually, Terry Black's written a lot of episodes of Tales from the Crypt. So
well, I think after that one, I would probably want to go under a different name too.
I know, in a way, in a sense, I feel the same way, but I don't know though, because I like this episode. We'll get into this. Well, why don't you tell us what this episode's about? Then we'll talk about the episode.
Yeah. We'll get into it. Yeah, this episode is about a guy named Howard Prince. He's like you could say, he's like a sociopathic criminal. You know, he routinely just kind of courts like rich elderly widows and seduces them enough to kind of earn their trust and get married, pretty much just so that he can end up murdering them in some kind of gratuitous way, just to kind of get the alimony or get the life insurance, pretty much. And that's kind of like the gist of the episode, and we kind of see him desiring to kind of have one more crack at another old lady to hook up with and kill before he has to
flee,
call it quits, or pretty much flee the country.
So this
reminded me of you a little bit. This kind of
what? Well, the old ladies.
Not murdering old ladies, but your affinity for older women.
Well, I used to have affinity for them. As I've gotten older, it stopped. As I'm getting old, it's gone away.
Yeah, I can't. Well, you can't really enjoy older women once you're getting old, right? So.
I know, no. I mean, you can, but I mean, really, when I was 20, 30, actually not that long, like last year, but I was with somebody that was the mature. You know what's funny? I thought this woman looked so old. Okay, so I forgot. Let's talk about this episode. So this episode was directed by Tom Hanks, of all people. As we see, this is like we talked about, friends coming in and directing episodes of the producers, and Tom Hanks wanted to direct, I guess.
So prior to that this episode was the first thing he's done directing wise. So that's an interesting little tidbit there.
Yeah, and then that thing you do, that was the big one, because that was on HBO all the time, and he was always like, because Tom Hanks was Mr. HBO. All his movies were on HBO all the time. You know how many times I saw Castaway on that goddamn. I was so sick with the flu or something real bad, and that was on every time I woke up. It was on. I couldn't get away from it. I hate that movie because of that. I would go to sleep sick, wake up in the daytime, it's on. Go back to sleep, wake up at night, it's on. Different parts. And I was like, I hate this movie. I hate Castaway with a passion. Anyway, this was his first directorial debut. I think he did a good job because I like this episode. It stars Treat Williams as Howard Prince. He's in a lot of things.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's been in a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And
Most recently, Blue Bloods, that I know. And Frances Sternhagen. Now, I looked this up because there's a little segment in this video where she says how old she is, and she said 61, and I was like, "She's no way this woman's 61 years old," and she was 62. She was a year older, and I'm just like, she looks 100 years old. And this is a talented actress. I recently just saw her to a movie with her in it today called Raising Cain with John Lithgow, directed by Brian De Palma. And she plays a psychologist, and she has black hair, but they make reference to how it's her wig, how she's wearing a wig because she has cancer or whatever. So that's why it looks awkward on her, because she looks weird with any other color hair besides white, because growing up, I've only ever seen her with white hair. I've never seen her with any other color hair but white. And I always thought she was at least 80 years old. Was she in, I don't know, was she in that movie, Batteries Not Included? I think she was in that movie. She played a married person in that movie. I swear.
Yeah, that I don't remember.
She was in The
remember
Mist.
her, and yeah, I remember her in The Mist, and that's all I could come up with right now. I'm not seeing anything here for the, you should say Batteries Not Included.
It's an 80s movie.
And she was in Independence Day.
I can't believe she's not in Batteries Not Included.
Independence Day.
There must be some other old woman I'm thinking about that was in Batteries Not Included. Wow, that's
yeah. Sadly, her and Treat Williams passed away. In 2 years
Treat Williams
ago.
passed away?
Yeah, I was looking at his IMDb. It says his birth date and then 2023. So
no.
Yeah, R.I.P. R.I.P.
Oh my God, he did pass away. Oh my God, that's terrible. He was young. 71 though. That's the time men go about around that time.
Yeah,
if they're lucky.
I didn't know he was sick.
I didn't know he was sick either. But I mean, I saw him on Blue Bloods not that long ago with Tom Selleck.
I like how his top four things he's known for. One of them was The Phantom with what was his name?
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
Yeah.
The Phantom. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yeah. Anyway, so the episode starts with him feeding a woman. Basically, it looked like baby food. Like he came out to this. He's in this woman's house. I forgot her name. Beautiful, rich, wealthy woman. He's her lover. He comes out. He brings her a tray of food. He made dinner for her. He opens it up, and she's like, my love, my darling. And then
he's winding him up.
He looks at the plate, and it looks like baby food. Like somebody threw up on the food, and it looked pretty.
Yeah, it looked pretty gross.
Yeah,
it's like it looked like grits mixed with like mashed potatoes in the middle and some weird red colored. Looked like cranberry sauce.
Yeah, it looked like baby food.
It looked terrible.
Yeah,
and then he just microwaved it.
Yeah, I know. Probably like Salisbury steak, the sauce only, and applesauce, and like just like a microwave meal. And so he goes. She's like, I told you, you can do whatever you want. I don't care, because he makes her sign over her business or her will or something. She's signing over something. Like, you could do whatever you want. I think it's the business. And then he goes, no, I won't do it unless you want me to. So she signs it. And then all of a sudden they drink wine to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Oh, yeah.
And she fucking dies, basically. Oh, he goes, she goes, this time calls for a celebration. And she goes, you know what I want, right? And then he goes, but it's kind of gross because this woman looks 80 years old. It's disturbing.
Yeah, it looks like his mom.
Yeah, or his grandma, actually, to be honest with Treat Williams in here. Looks fantastic. And she's like, oh, not that, you know. And then he's like, oh, because he thought she was on to have sex. I thought it was him.
Right.
She wanted him to go down on her. That's what I thought it was. I thought she was like,
That's
you know what I want
that's what I was
from
thinking
you.
too.
Yeah, right. I thought that's what I thought. He was like, you naughty minx. So he starts to sing. She has a sip of her wine, and then she starts to convulse, kind of, and then she drops dead right there. She grabs her throat. She's dying. And we find out that this is, oh, he calls the cops. And he goes afterwards, he goes, oh my God, oh my God, like overacting. Like he was like
Starts
nonchalant.
putting up an act on the phone. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we see him at the cemetery, and everyone's like, you know what? I would only change one thing is that if she had friends, this lady, she would have told her friends that she was having sex with this guy. And they would have been trying to get with him because they're not getting anything from their men, you know? And, but they at the cemetery is only a few people. And they go, she really loved you, Howard. You know, God bless you, Howard. You were there for her at the end. And he's like, yeah, yeah. And then some other guy comes up, which is his partner. And we get the exposition. Howard's been doing this to many ladies. He's loved them all, but he just kills them and takes all their money. And his friend tells him that the IRS are on them. And they should just call it quits and leave. You know, he goes, no, I'm not leaving. We're not running away. He goes, we got almost $5 million. It's time to go. Like, we got what we need to do. Then he's like, basically telling him, like, I'm not running away. We're not going to make a deal with them. We'll fight them. How are you going to fight them? You murdered all these women. They're going to look into this and catch you. And he's like, he's adamant about it. And he's like, basically, I got to do one more score. And that's when he goes to Tom Hanks, who's the, it's like lowered expectations, where you go into like this place, a dating center. They give you a VHS tape with all these women on it, and they have their numbers on the bottom. And then you have to, actually, here's the funny
it's like
picture.
it's like some kind of dating service, right?
Yeah.
And you see a lot of these women film themselves just talking about themselves. I mean, this is like before dating apps, I guess. I wasn't old enough to, be trying to look for older ladies, but I guess that was something that was available at that time.
It's a video dating service, and they used to mail it to you. You used to sign up for it, and then they would mail you these cassette tapes with people, and then they go,
that sounds pretty cool.
I'm looking for a guy that will do this or whatever, and it's within your town or whatever, and then you could reach out to them via phone or letter or whatever. This one is at an office, I guess, that he gets to go to, and he's looking at the women, and they're all older women, and one of them's like, I like to go bowling. I like to go bowling. And I was like, oh. Then there were some
he's
younger
just like
ones.
over there fast forwarding over the younger ones, just trying to pick one out that looks like they got some money.
But the funniest
I found it funny.
Yeah, let me hear.
Go ahead.
No, you go. I think we had the same funny part. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, for me it was like when he lands on the new chick that he's gonna try to, chorus with. What was it? Her name was Effie Gluckman.
Mhm.
He's like look, he's just examining her pendant that she's got on.
Yeah, that's
she must be loaded. He's just
that's
looking
what I was
at it
gonna
with
say.
the magnifying glass on the
goes
TV.
to
It's
the
like,
TV. It was ridiculous. That's what the part I thought was funny, because I'm like,
yeah,
you can't see anything. If you were
couldn't
close
see
to the
the lines on the
TV,
TV.
you couldn't see anything. And he goes with a magnifying glass to look and counting the diamonds. It was like, get out of here with this. Then he goes to bring it to Tom Hanks. And this is young Tom Hanks. This is I guess he just probably filmed
it
recently.
was like it's after Big, right? It was like 89 or something, right?
Yeah, Big
Something
was
like that.
88. So this
a few
is
years after.
92. This episode aired. Richard Donner and him worked together on Radio Flyer. That was so Donner is a producer on Tales from the Crypt, so maybe that, and then became friends through them. Whatever. Nonetheless, he ends up going to Effie's house, and the butler, Effie's butler, is like, listen, ma'am, there's a young gentleman here to see you, and I told him he must be mistaken, right? But he insists on seeing you. Should I send him home? And she goes, no, let him come in. Let's see what this young man's all about. I can't believe she's
Right.
62. She looks terrible for 60. Then again, everyone younger back in the day looked so much older. I mean, 62.
That's true. Yeah.
It's crazy. Then again, high school kids look like they were freaking 30 years old. That's why I always say Johnny Depp and those guys could pass for because they were really young looking. They could pass for high school kids in 21 Jump Street because they looked like they were teenagers. And teenagers back then looked so old. The Rock, look, you already see his high school picture, his yearbook picture. He's got a mustache. It looks like he's 40 years old. But
that's weird. Yeah, like people during that time frame, they look a lot older than their age. I mean, I guess I don't know. Demi Moore is the same age as her in this episode, but she's had some work.
Oh my god, I know.
Looks pretty good.
Demi Moore's hot. Demi Moore's sexy. Watch The Substance, people. It's a great film, and especially if you want to see Demi Moore. But she just got old lady booty, but I like it. So, if you saw The Substance, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. He tells Effie, basically, she goes like, you're a young man, you should be with a young woman. And he's like, young women have needs that I can't fulfill. Basically telling her that he's impotent, like he can't get an erection or anything. And then
that's his way to get in that, yeah, he can't get it up.
Yeah. Then, as you say, he rizzed her up. And then they start making passionate sex.
Oh yeah, I think she said something to the effect of like, I guess I'll do something, or I'll do whatever I can to change that, I guess.
Oh yeah.
She just goes crazy, just pins him to the ground and just gets on top of him after they've had enough time to get to know each other and all that.
And
and so they get romantically involved, and the butler's over there creeping.
And I think the butler was in The Burbs with Tom Hanks. I think he was
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I think he was in The Burbs with Tom Hanks. I think he was the neighbor. But that's hilarious. But anyway, the next morning he's like he's creeping. That butler's like he's actually, I don't want to say what he was really doing. They see if Tom Hanks didn't pan the camera down, you would have seen that butler was going, yeah, do it. Give it to her. Pull her hair. But anyway, so
break that hip.
Yeah, break that hip. The next morning, he wakes up and he's like really blowing her, giving her like a self-esteem boost like crazy. Like, oh my god, that hasn't happened since college. It was only one time, and all this stuff. Like I've been spending 20 years of my life not being able to get it up, and all because of you. And she's like, oh, and we're gonna do it a lot more, buddy. Don't worry, buddy. We have a lot of time to make up for. And then he gets a note. The butler gives him a note. What does the note say? I know what you did last summer.
Something to that effect. I mean, it says another one. Stop before it's too late.
Yeah. So then he thinks it's his partner because his partner told him. Like,
yeah. He gets paranoid that his partner's gonna rat him out or whatever. So he thought, well, we don't know yet because he gets a couple of more letters later on, but.
Oh yeah,
I think it was one. I think there was one more.
But he thought it was his partner right away, so he went to see his partner.
Yeah,
his partner shredding evidence.
Goes back to visit him, and they're in their office or business office, so they claim, and just shredding everything in the shredder. I forgot what they were talking about, but he just ends up pulling his tie to the paper shredder. I don't know how that's gonna kill him, but besides maybe choke him out. But then you get a shot of like blood coming out of him, and the blood coming out in like the shredded paper.
Yeah,
overly done, but you get the point. You get the point. Yeah, he just killed him.
I mean, the idea could be that the tie was pinched so hard that it started ripping into his skin, and then he started bleeding. But I don't think that would have happened. He was just suffocated and then fell, and maybe his nose would have gotten ripped up.
Yeah, he could have tried. Yeah, pulling the freaking cord.
Yeah, I mean,
out of the outlet. But yeah, regardless.
He could have just pushed.
He died.
He could just leaned over or something. Dropped everything.
Get some scissors to cut his tie.
Yeah, something. I don't know. Anyway, he marries Effie. They get married, and he's excited, but the butler is just not having it. He's just like, he already knows.
He knows what he's up to. Yeah. He's using her.
He's like that. This is too much. And then he keep creeping, bro. This guy's a little. It looks like he's been cucked. Like he feels like he's been cucked pretty much because he just every time he's got to watch these two talk about sex all around him, and this guy just got to watch and cry in the corner. But Effie really has some spring in her step after being with Treat Williams, Howard Prince, and he comes back with another. The butler comes back and says, this was left for you again, sir.
Yeah, but, another letter, like I mentioned. You got another one, kind of like I know what you did last summer. It says, what does it say? Another one. What you're doing to these women is criminal. And it makes you think, what the hell? Who else could know what he's doing? And then we get a little vignette of the TV static, and Tom Hanks trying to fix the VCR or cleaning the VCR, and
nobody ever did that.
Goes to visit him. No, I never did that. I know they used to sell
a VHS. You put in.
That's how old we are. That's how old we are, kids. But yeah, we used to have VHS tapes, and they used to come with the ones that would clean the dust inside. They had come with like little bristles in there that it would go through.
Yeah.
Did the same thing for like CD players, I think. When you used to have CD players, they used to come with those.
But it would be like just the cheapest one. It was like that one little brush because it would just scan over that one lens. It was just a lens inside the player.
It could have just wiped it down with the towel. This is a scam.
But he goes to Tom Hanks, the office, and Baxter, and he goes. Tom Hanks goes, "Oh, Mister, whatever." He says, "I was just clean. I didn't think when I started this company that I have to clean the head again." Head, bathroom. He was talking about the VHS head. And this guy kills him. He says, "What did you say about me liking mature women or something?" I forgot what he actually did say, but he just takes him and just throws him into the TV. He dies like Stu from Scream. And then he calls who's he call? He calls Effie and says he basically gonna kill her tonight. His plan was to kill her that night. He's like, "Yeah, bitch, you gotta go. It's time to go." And that's when the butler catches him pouring wine that I think is laced already. And he's like, "I know what you're doing." He goes, "It was you. You were sending me the letters." I forgot, technically. It was the butlers that was sending the letters, right? The butler knew everything about all... No, it wasn't, obviously.
No, it wasn't. Well, we'll get to it when we get to that scene.
But I don't understand, because the ending didn't make sense then. Because if he says at one point here, what you're doing is criminal, then later, why did he... we'll get to that part, because that doesn't make sense. But the butler's saying... That's why I thought it was maybe the butler. So the butler's saying he names all the women. And he goes, "I know all about you. If you don't stop this, if you don't leave, I'm gonna tell the authorities." Because basically, like, he's like, "I know that you're just marrying these women and killing them and stealing all their money, and you're not gonna do that to her." But he's a little coward. This guy's a great actor too. He was a good actor. He was in a lot of things. So he pulls out a gun and then he goes, what he tells him, "You have like an ultimatum." I forgot what the ultimatum was.
Just to annul the marriage or something like that, I think he was saying, like, and then just kind of, just get out of town pretty much. But he wasn't having it. He was ready to, get his money and just get the hell out of there. So he ends up killing him or breaking his neck while Effie's all, getting all dolled up in the background.
Yeah, because Effie calls out his name.
Getting powdered down there.
"Howard, I'm ready. My vagina's waxed for you, Howard." And Howard grabs the gun and strangles her. But yes, you could see, I like how they did it though. They really did make her look like she was getting younger. Kind of like, or more like,
she had her hair down.
Now she's like, she's feeling vibrant. Yeah, she's got energy. And anyway, he wants her to drink this wine. She goes, "Oh, it's red wine. It's bitter. I don't like red wine." And he's like, "Oh, just for me, please," or whatever. So she does. She dies. And then he thinks he's getting away with everything. He calls the cops while she dies, right? And then he's telling them, "My wife just died," and she gets back up and she starts attacking, like holding on to him. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Oh."
Yeah, like she had a heart attack.
She fell down the stairs. And then he throws while he's on the phone, and you can hear her.
That part was hilarious. Like, just like over the top, but this is like a good example of what makes Tales from the Crypt great.
Yeah, so he throws it down the stairs. You hear you can hear it. Like he's saying she fell down the stairs, and then you hear, and then she falls down. It was like, bro, the cops would have been like, sir, we have the 911 call. We clearly hear that you threw her down the stairs before, after you said you claim she fell down the stairs. But
I think a funny thing that they should have done is like, it's like that Austin Powers thing where Will Ferrell gets, how he gets killed by the sharks, and it just keeps coming back alive. Goes, you're thinking he's dead. And...
Yeah, Howard, my neck.
I was like, oh, never mind. She fell down the stairs, and then she got run over. That would have been great.
Yeah,
if they did that one more time.
I love how they did that that was hilarious. I don't know if that was improvised or what. It goes, it's really, really hot, but I'm okay. In Austin Powers, but I'm okay. Yeah. I think if I just, it's like, what the hell? But so he's excited. He's ready. Oh, he books a plane ticket right away to get out, to leave the country. Right? He's calling to book a plane ticket. He opens the door to the house, and there's another note. So he's like, fuck, it wasn't that butler? Who is this? And it says, like, meet me at the cemetery. Something like that, I think. So he goes to the cemetery, and that's where we get our third character in this film, the Gravedigger, played by Sugar Ray Leonard. He's there.
The most random cameo I think we ever gotten.
Well, we saw him earlier in the cemetery where the first wife that died. He was watching as Treat Williams left. Yeah, but that's a weird cameo. I guess somebody's friends with him.
Yeah, for like I guess for the Gen Zers
he's a boxer.
Yeah, he was a boxing legend, Sugar Ray Leonard.
So there you go. So that's probably, I forgot to talk. Like, I've been watching TV shows. Well, we'll talk about that another time. So Sugar Ray, and then he goes, "What is this? Is this you trying to blackmail me? Like what are you doing here? Like what is this?" He goes, "No, I just want you to teach me." See, that's why it doesn't make sense with the other thing, because why would he say...
Yeah, that part was strange.
He says, you should... Right? Like...
Yeah, he mentioned that. Like, he said, like, I want you to teach me, and then Treat Williams gets mad about, like, this. It's like, you jerking me around over here, and then he just kind of was sending the messages to warn him to, I guess, stop doing this, because... someone hired him, but that part was a little...
I don't understand why.
Fuzzy.
Maybe I don't know, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for him
pretty much saying there's a penalty for wasting my time. And
yeah.
He tries to kill it. He kills the Gravedigger with the shuffle. Right?
But he says to him, you should hear them. They're calling for you. Like that. Like, I never like so. Like, he wants that love that he hears from them. So I was just like, what the fuck? I guess
you can make it that assumption. That's what they were going for. I guess, like, I want women from the dead. To want me as much as they want you. And then he gets killed by Howard. That was a weird little shot they did. They looped him getting like that shovel. Shoveled in him. That was a weird little edit that they did.
Oh yeah, like several times. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like a replay, like an instant replay loop.
Yeah. So then he
goes going to kill him.
Put him in the grave of one of the girls he had sex with before, right?
In Effie's coffin. Yeah,
it's like Effie's. So time went by that fast, or Effie already had a coffin ready for her ass. Anyway,
I guess so. Yeah, I mean,
or she died. This is time passed. That's why time passed because he killed her. He wasn't obviously going to leave right away the same day after he killed her, because the cops.
Well, yeah, I mean the episode's short, so
time jump. Yeah, so she died. Yeah. So he was about to bury her, and then he goes to look at her. Put the Gravedigger inside Effie's coffin, and then all of a sudden he turns around and Effie's there. And because she's all decayed, so time has gone. A lot of time obviously went by.
He's like a zombie or something. Yeah.
She looks terrible. Fantastic makeup. This is great. And then all the women that he's ever married are there, and they're all like, "Howard, we want you." And it was disgusting and gross and awesome. And they basically,
it was cool.
Yeah, I like. They had the fat one. So they had two we saw. Then there was other ones that we didn't see. that he married before that he mentions that he married. She goes, "What about me?" Like, it was gross. And this is kind of like, this is why I said like this kind of reminds me of Morning Mess in a way, with the ghouls at the end. But it also is similar to a lot of the other
Yeah, there's other episodes that end with like
or
people
like
that they killed
the potion
coming back from the dead.
Yeah, but this is not a potion
then-
one.
And then there was that other one with Miguel Ferrara.
Yeah, that one too. But this is like really good. I like this. The last zombie in this one comes crawling in with the wedding dress. So that means he killed her on the wedding night. She has the wedding dress and she's crawling and she's just a skeleton and worms are coming out of her mouth and he's screaming. And then it ends with basically that's it. They killed him. And
yeah, they said like they couldn't live or die without Howard.
him.
And
yeah.
so in order to rest in peace, they'll just ate him alive. I guess you heard some noises like they're eating him.
Yeah, no, they're sucking him off.
Oh yeah.
That's his torture.
That's the best way you want to go out.
They're gonna take him to hell just to keep having sex with him. That's it. Or take him to the
the one in the wedding dress like you mentioned. Yeah, I was looking back on it again. There was that she had like worms coming out of her mouth, or eye socket was popping out.
That was great.
Was cool.
That was fantastic.
That was cool makeup right there.
Yeah. Then the Crypt Keeper has a little ending segment which is hilarious. The beginning was stupid, but at the end he says something about getting head.
So, will there be anything else? I love a ghoul who gives you head and then lets you keep it.
Yeah, that was a good one. Like he didn't really have much anything witty or anything crazy to say in the beginning monologue, but that one was a good way to end it.
Yeah, the opening was something stupid, but the ending was good. Yeah. So there was something else I wanted to mention. I totally forgot. Oh, the comic. We got to talk about the comic. We can't not talk about the comic.
Yeah. We got like in tradition of us reviewing these episodes. We also read the comic version of this. Very different than what we got on the episode, and I actually don't mind it. I think I preferred what they did with this episode more than what the comic did. The comic was very straightforward, just Howard kind of reminiscing about like just talking to his dog and
look how they drew the women,
about all the chicks that he conquested and killed and for their money. Yeah, that one lady.
Gross.
Yeah, she looked ugly. She looked like a witch. And
look at this one.
Show one of them like getting pushed down the stairs. Or
this one's great. She was like,
that was a good one. Yeah, the other one, she got like a man face. I don't know what's going
this
on.
one, he said she didn't have enough money. So he killed her right away. She was like super fast. So Howard in this one, he tells the story through his he retells the story by talking to his dog. Because his dog's his sidekick that's been doing this. So he's been doing this to get out of money. He's been killing a lot of women. And at the end of it all, he's talking to somebody, send him a pictures that's not too bad. He says, I'm sorry, it's 2 years old, the picture. I live on a beautiful stone house with 12 acres or 20 something acres, something like that. And he's like, oh my God, this is the one. And he goes to
rich and hot.
Yeah, he's rich and hot because she looked good. He goes, takes his dog. I like also he asked the cop for the directions to the street, and then the cop said, "Well, what's the number?" And he goes, "No, don't worry about it. I'll find it." And he leaves, and so he doesn't get the number from the cop. But when he gets there, he realizes it's a cemetery, and he stops right at the cemetery, and he's like, the dog is crying and whimpering, and then the door opens, and we get the zombie or the one that looks like the last scene of the episode, that looks like decrepit 2 years ago. And then she goes, sorry, I didn't send you a recent photo, dear, and all this. Is great. This was a good comic. I could see why they adapted this one.
Yeah, this comic is good on its own, but I like how they added more stuff.
Oh yeah,
for the episode. But I think you could still do something good with this story and have that ending too. I think they could have done gonna scene by scene, but yeah, it wouldn't have been as interesting. It would just only been really one character and the dog. So I like what they did with this one. So props to writing team on this. I give props
Donald
to what's his
Longtooth.
name, Donald Longtooth. Yeah, I think this is the best
Terry Black.
best episode you've written
And
that I can recall.
and also this issue that this comic is in is also Lower Birth is the same issue.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember that was when I was skimming through it. That was one of the ones that came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good, decent read on that one too. That's
I'm gonna read
I
the
like that
Grim
adaptation.
Fairy Tale. I'm gonna see that. There's an issue in here called
Yeah, that looked
Grim
interesting.
Fairy Tale. And then another one. Well, we'll see. Because I haven't written that episode that I want to. There's an episode I did talk about on one of these podcasts that I want to write. If we ever do a Tales from the Crypt again, I was just submitting. Go here, please. If this issue is so good, you should adapt it into an episode. It could work, but I haven't written it yet. So I want to start writing that. Anyway, so that was this episode of Tales from the Crypt. What did you think? What do you rate this episode?
I liked it enough. I think it was pretty solid adaptation, and even on its own, if you hadn't read the comic, I think it's a good decent episode. There's some moments in there like we talked about that made me laugh and had some good little over the top moments. It was really well done, especially the stuff at the end with the special effects and the that they did with the zombie women that he killed. That one was pretty good. It was pretty cool scene too with him killing Tom Hanks, just slamming his head into the TV. That one was pretty solid. The acting was good. I mean, not much in the terms of like set pieces or anything that I can really point out. Like the sets were pretty basic there, just to kind of convey like some of these the women's were, at least the woman that he was seeing was rich, and everything about it was solid. I think I think I gave it a good I think 3.5 out of 5. I think it's a pretty solid episode.
Oh, I think I'm gonna give it higher. I like everything about this episode. For a first-time director, I think is really good. I think this Terry Black, you wanted to put Donald Longtooth to be cute. This is much better than that Reluctant Vampire episode. The comic is based on is good. The stuff they changed makes it better. They updated a lot. It's a brand new script pretty much, besides just the outline idea of him being a womanizer or a grave digger, gold digger. So like he's going for old women to marry them for their money and then kill them. So they did it much better, and the ending was cooler. That instead of the one zombie, all of them come back from the dead somehow to cast revenge on him. Great Tales from the Crypt episode, especially to be the episode to kick off the. I mean, they kind of did that with the last season 3 with the potion one, but it was because there was such a better potion voodoo episode in season 2. Kind of like it was like, why you didn't need this episode? That they didn't need it, and this one was a better way. It's the same similarity except there's no love potion. I thought originally you didn't like this one because we were talking about it. I said, I really like this one coming up. So I still like it. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. There's nothing I dislike about this episode, actually, at all. I'm surprised I'm not giving it 5 out of 5, but I just don't think it's that great to give 5 out of 5. I think it's good enough.
It's a good start to the season, but it's solid. I think I'd recommend this over Reluctant Vampire for sure. Yeah. So that's high praise, at least for us. So
4 out of 5.
Treat Williams was really good in this one too. He was really good.
A 4.5 out of 5. I think it's pretty good.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to both of them. I didn't know they both. Obviously, Henry Gibson died too. There's no way he didn't die.
Yeah, him too. Rest in peace. But that wasn't. I just noticed them dying the same year. So
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Same year, 2023.
That's crazy.
Still alive, Sugar Ray?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Nice.
Oh God, who knows? Well, at least from the time of this recording, he's still alive. Anyway, so that was it. If you want to follow us on social media, you could go to X and find us at Creeps of Crypt over on X. You can find us audio version of this podcast on anywhere. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Audible, Amazon, freaking iHeartRadio, wherever you want. Just look up Creeps of the Crypt, and you'll find us, or Ghost Crusaders TV, one of those two. And we're on YouTube, Rumble, everywhere. Anyway, do you want to plug anything before we go?
Yeah, you can follow me on X under Splinter47, and that's mainly the best place to reach me on there. Well, I got Instagram, but that's a private one. I don't have a public one yet.
Yeah. And,
otherwise, you can find me on there.
And check out ghostcrusadersmerch.com for Cool's merch. We don't have a Patreon yet. I'm working on it. It's just been busy. I got to figure out how to actually use it because they updated Patreon. And easy for some people to do. Obviously, me, I'm slow. Anyway, that's it. So we will see you guys next month, when we do episode 2 of Tales from the Crypt for season 4. So we'll talk to you guys next time.
Peace.